What's up, guys? Welcome to the Johncast. Next year's NBA season is going to be super interesting. I think it could go about 1,000 different ways. And it's really hard to know definitively what's going to happen. I don't think we do. And because of that, there's a lot of different ways that the awards could go. I mean, the MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and so on. I think that could go to a lot of different players this year because of how balanced the NBA is. So let's start with Coach of the Year. My pick for Coach of the Year is Mike Malone on the Nuggets. That team, I think, can give the most credit to its coach because it will be a high seed in the playoffs, one. And I know Jokic is a great player, but I don't think there's one thing you can point to say, oh, that's the reason they're in the playoffs, you know? It's not like LeBron leading a team to the playoffs and you say, oh, it's LeBron's team. That's why they're in the playoffs. That's why they're doing so good. It's LeBron. So it's Kawhi. That's why they're in the playoffs. That's why they're so good. Jokic is a good player, but no one's like, oh, it's Jokic. That's why they're the number 2 seed. That's how they got to the number 2 seed or the number 3 seed, because of Jokic and Jamal Murray, Gary Harris. No, it's because of the coaching. The coaching is fantastic, and it's hard to find a hole in that team. So that's why my Coach of the Year goes to Mike Malone of the Nuggets. Let's do my most improved player. I'm going to give this to Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. I think without Kyrie Irving above him, Jason Tatum will really be able to shine. I think even with the addition of Kemba Walker knows I'm a good player, but this isn't really my team. Brad Stevens is going to allow Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown a little bit to shine, to truly shine and become the 20-plus point per game scorer that he can be this season. And I think Jason Tatum will become an all-star this season for the first time, and it will start an amazing career for him. And so I have Jason Tatum as my most improved player. My Rookie of the Year is going to go to Zion Williamson. I know this one is pretty obvious for a lot of people, even though you got your John Morants and your RJ Barretts, Cam Reddishes of the world. I think Zion being such the focal point of the offense that he's going to be, given all the looks he's going to get this year, I think he is going to dominate. And while those other players will be good, it's going to be a runaway. I think that his athleticism and his dunking ability will also hype him up so much throughout the year that we'll hear his name constantly. We'll hear Zion this, Zion that. Look at this dunk Zion did. While we're not going to hear, oh, John Morant, had a pretty nice play in Memphis. RJ Barrett had a pretty slick pass for the Knicks, We're going to hear Zion jumped over a car and by a car, 4 or 5 players, So I think from all of us hearing all those things, we're going to hear so much about him over the year that when the time comes to vote for this player, it's going to be Rookie Zion. Rookie, Zion's going to be what comes to mind. And so he's going to win that one pretty easily, I think. My Defensive Player of the Year, Joel Embiid. I know that Joel Embiid struggles with his health a little bit, but I think he's actually going to be pretty healthy this season. I think that he is going to continue on this great defensive tear he's been on for a while now. He has the potential to lead the league in blocks. I think he could do it this year. And just as a post defender, he's solid. He's a big guy. It's hard to know when you're watching him on TV, but he's a big guy. Might be like one of the closest things to Shaq that we've seen, size-wise, dominance-wise. He's a big guy, and it's hard. He has the ability to be an incredible post defender, and he's a really good one right now. And I think he's going to show us next year that he is the best. He's going to take that title away from Rudy Gobert. And I think the Sixers are going to be really good under his lead next year. Let me give you my 6th Man of the Year pick. Carmelo Anthony is going to be the 6th Man of the Year next year. And here's why I think so. I know he's not on a team right now, but there has got to be a team out of the 30 teams in the league, especially after his interview, that are going to find some sense. They're going to realize, oh, maybe we should give this Hall of Famer a roster spot, at least to come off our bench and give us 15, 20 points a night. Maybe one of the teams is going to figure that out and realize that he's, that he's worth it, because he is. It's not a pity contract here, live out your last year here. It's, oh, this guy can actually help us win. This guy is peace for us. I would love to see it be on the Lakers. I would love if the Los Angeles Lakers would fill their last roster spot with Carmelo Anthony. And that when LeBron is not on the floor and when Anthony Davis is not on the floor, Carmelo Anthony can be an ISO scorer just like he was born to be. And in times when LeBron wants to rest, yeah, give it to Anthony. He can score the ball. Give it to Carmelo. A lot of you think that's a terrible pick. He might not even make it on a roster next year. I'm not saying he is, because honestly, I don't know. I don't know if any teams are going to have enough sense to pick him up. What I am saying is be careful if a team does. Because if a team that has any hopes of contending picks up Carmelo Anthony to come off the bench, he's going to be dangerous. You're underrating him. I'm telling you that. He's going to be the sixth man of the year next year. Now for the most important one, the most valuable player. This one, I think, is going to be super close. I think it's going to be between a lot of different players. It's going to be a deep one because of how close the standings, I think, are going to be. I think the number 2 candidate for MVP is going to be Steph Curry. With Clay out for a significant portion, with Kevin Durant off the team, I think we're going to see a revitalized Steph Curry that we haven't seen in a few years. I think we're going to see crazy highlights from him, crazy deep pulls, and I think his scoring average is going to go significantly higher. But because of the lack of success that the team, I think, is going to bring, I personally have them out of the playoffs. I think that Steph Curry is not going to win MVP. He's going to lose it to LeBron James. I think LeBron will win his 5th MVP for leading the Lakers to a top 3 seed in the West, and for doing so on a career-high assists, while maybe taking a small decrease in scoring, giving some to Anthony Davis, small decrease in rebounding, giving some to Anthony Davis. I think he's going to win it. And I think it's because the storyline is so good. You know, as we know, the MVP is not always for the best player in the world. If so, LeBron would have significantly more. Kevin Durant would have more. Russell Westbrook would not have one. The award goes, it combines storyline, it combines that season's stats, it combines things like that. And so I think all things combined, all things considered, LeBron going to LA and bringing the Lakers back to glory, to what might turn into a championship, I think will be a great storyline. It'll be a fantastic storyline for the NBA, for the voters, and they'll vote LeBron James to be the next NBA MVP.